Minima swap router demo. Minima swap router is from Node Finance. Let us see what is Minima. Minima is a swap router which finds the best routes from different DeFi exchanges to give optimized output amount and path for the swap, which benefits the user. Minima swap router is available in platforms like Celo, Polygon, and many more are coming soon. Let's see how it works in Postman. So we give the path slash routes and the query parameters. The most important are the token out, token in, both are the address. This is CUSD, this is Celo, because this demo is using Celo network, and we give the output amount and we say how many hops that we are willing to take for this swap, and we can say exchanges to avoid, exclude, as well as we are asking for the transaction object to be included. We will see once we execute that in more detail. So when I say send, and it gives the expected output amount for this input amount that we have sent here, and it gives a detail of the pairs and other information. We are interested in this information, that is the transaction object, which we can use it to execute this transaction. So here is the data part and the gas. So we will next we will see a demo of the source code using one of the apps that was developed. This is called Minima Workshop. So in this so this is the app here. So it's a very minimal app which just will try to connect to the Minima router and do a swap. So the important hook that we will see is the use trade hook. So it is just having a query. So this is the Minima path, and then we just send the params. So these params are exactly the same that we have seen in the Postman. So we give the input and the output token addresses, which will in our case in Postman it was CUSD and Celo, and we will say how much amount we want to do the swap, and we also include the similar things that we did in the Postman, like include TNX or transaction, and also important thing is the chain and number of hops. So once we have this information, so this hooks will supply this information to the card, and basically we the UI will get this information from this hook here, and we get the trade. And the most important thing is when we do the transaction. So this is where we do the transaction. So this is the ethers.js send transaction. So we importantly we pass the data, and additionally we set gas limit. So we will move on to the demo. So this is the Minima, the example that we have seen, the Minima workshop. So it is running here. So what I will do is I will choose some so I will go from Celo to CUSD, and then the moment I give 1, you can see the UI is basically using the use trade to query. So these are the input token for Celo and for CUSD, and this is the input amount, and these are the additional parameters that the code is sending, and we can see the response object. So the most important thing is the expected amount, which is this one, and then this one will have the same thing that we have seen in the Postman, that is the transaction object. So this program, when I say swap, it will basically do the execute using the ethers.js send transaction. So I see confirm, and again I confirm it, and the transaction has gone through. So initially we had 4.9 and I was sending a hello for CUSD, so I should see 3.9. So the transaction has happened successfully. Yeah, and also we have SDK documentation. So this one will give our how to use our SDK and do the transaction. So there is a Node.fi React Native SDK where there is a hook called use swap type amount, and which can be used to get the transaction details and execute the transaction. And thank you.